Oh, this is Spellbinder's news report. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have it all makes sense now why they flooded the entire Missouri basin and took out all these large farmlands. Oh, this is gonna either make you mad or make you scared or something, but this is the truth. Who's buying up flood ravaged farmland? It's a double red alert by Ann Bernhardt. Uh, this is what's happening here. It says right here, two huge intel leads in my email box this morning from way back contacts I've had for years that are actually somewhat connected concepts. Number one, file this under Now It All Makes Sense. A Missouri farming and ranching contact just got off a conference call wherein he was informed that the federal government is sending out letters to all the flooded out farmers in the Missouri River floodplain and bottoms, notifying them that the Army Corps of Engineers were offered to buy their land. That's right, the same people that blew the levees that created the problem, instead of blowing small holes to release the pressure, which is blow the whole thing and let it all run out once. That's about what they did. Intentionally flooded massive acreages of highly productive farm ground, destroy people's communities and homes, catch them while they are desperate and afraid, and then swoop in and buy the ground cheap. Those evil sons of bitches. Second, speaking of evil sons of bitches, George Soros appears to be investing in the farm ground through the same puppet company that he used to get into the grain elevator and fertilizer business. The reason he bought into that. The company is called Ospraie Capital Management and is buying up farm grounds and a joint venture with Tia's River Investment as a partner. Here's that announcement. And if you look at it here, this is the investment web page. It's called Absolute Return Plus Alpha. It's the service of international investors and hedge fund intelligence. And they actually say here that Ospraie Management is a special opportunities fund and Tia's River Investment have launched a joint venture AG Real Value Fund. And it goes on to tell you about there, and they tried to get a hold of these people to have call them, and they won't return calls. Like Richard Haldeman is not returning calls, and here is Jonathan Gassenhauer declined to speak also. But it seems to be okay. Here's the connection. This is how it seems to be. The Ospraie outfit was a huge fund specializing in commodities that was started and ran by some cocky child who didn't know how to trade bear markets and got his butt kicked into the next week in the grain market in 2008. He also lost a fortune trying to trade rare earth metals. In fact, it was so bad that he had to shut his fund down because he had promised his investors that he would give them all of their investment money back if the fund lost more than 30% in 1 year. Whoopsie. But it appears that Soros swooped in and saved the day because the Ospraie is the co-investor with Soros that bought the remnants of the ConAgra's trading operation and renamed it Gabellion, and the industry is widely acknowledged that Ospraie is Soros. In other words, it's one and the same. That 3-page article citation here, copy and paste the URL into your address bar and you'll find out more. As you probably remember, Gabellion just recently bought both the Bruce Grain out of Kansas City and the biggest grain elevator company in the Pacific Northwest, thus making Soros, who is the money behind the Gabellion, through both of his Soros fund management and his de facto control of Ospraie, the third largest grain company in the U.S. with 280 million bushels of storage capacity. 280 million bushels of storage capacity. Behind only Archer Daniels Midland, 542 million bushel storage capacity, and Cargill's 344 million bushels storage capacity. That citation is here. And you can go here and look at it. The bottom line, Soros through Ospraie is buying up farm ground. Please also note that the hotlink citation above is dated June 26, 2009. My contact says this has been going on for 2 years, and also remember that I told you about the farm ground prices inflating wildly, especially in Illinois. I have personally confirmed farm ground in Illinois selling for $13,000 an acre within the last month, whereas that same kind of ground in Illinois was going for 55 or 5,500 per acre the day Obama was inaugurated. Spread the word. 2 days ago, Ann posted the following on her website: Missouri Basin flooding 100% intentional. That's right, the Army Corps of Engineers, in collusion with the Marxist environmentalists, have engineered a flood scenario that is and already has killed people, will result in property damage in the multi-billions of dollars, and it's all intentional. Read The Purposeful Flooding of America's Heartland here at AmericanThinker.com. The excuse is saving the wetland habitat of the blue-budded water arc or some Taurus firmus like that. 2 points. I'll say what no one else will about the Army Corps of Engineers, and that's where all the C-State school engineering students end up. Let that reality compound over 30 to 40 years, and you would be far better off letting Terry down at the local machining shop or Ricky over the diesel garage run the Missouri River dam system. At least Terry and Ricky have common sense. Terry and Ricky have practical skill, knowledge, and ability. Terry and Ricky are decent human beings who would never under any circumstances allow people to be killed and displaced. And Terry and Ricky hate communists. But yet, that's this new school for the Corps of Army Engineers. None of this is ever going to stop until the people start arresting these people, trying them for treason, then putting them in prison for the rest of their lives. This will never, ever stop unless there are massive, massive personal consequences for these people. Oh man, the Gulag Notes from Ireland. Maybe we couldn't try something just a little risky. Maybe we can mention some subjects which have or could have something to do with this, then ask for verification or further information. That is risky because the Gulag bound are not a forum where people are used to posting. But it's not like there's much to risk. Perhaps you would like to look for such information and post it in comments below, whether the looking is on the net or elsewhere. I've been told during the Vietnam War, or the war in Vietnam, the U.S. caused rains to build up over the Mekong River in order to make it difficult for Viet Cong to traverse the delta into the South Vietnamese territory. Would you like to order to make it difficult for Viet Cong to traverse the... Would you like to look for information about this or other instances of intentional induced or increased rain over a region? 2. It has been reported that numerous kinds of particulate matter has been found in rain gauges, including those along the Mississippi-Missouri rivers. Can you find the most pertinent and valid information about that? And yes, that could include information about contrails and chemtrails. 3. Has the U.S. government been trying to secure land in Louisiana and elsewhere along the coast of the Gulf of Mexico after Deepwater Horizon's crude oil and co-exit catastrophe? What knowledge of this may be assembled? I'm sure there are other pertinent questions. Maybe I'll post a new entry in the gulagbound.com strictly for gathering this and related information. Sometime tomorrow I should be able to consider that more fully and follow through. By the way, I just saw the weather forecast tonight. It calls for severe storms in the Missouri-Mississippi River valleys. Someone just called all this a 500-year event. Whether he was referring to just the new Missouri River rains or including this spring's Mississippi River deluges, he did not say. But there you go. This is what they're doing. They created the extra precipitation, build up all the dikes, had the Army Corps of Engineers blow the dikes and the dams and stuff to flood these ranges, all this farmland, and then Soros comes in and buys it all up because he made an investment in a bunch of silos to store all the grain he's going to have and the billions he's going to make off of it. People were being hoodwinked here. Do you not understand what's going on? Who's buying up the flood-ravaged farmland? It's Soros and company. Yeah, Soros, the man who's behind the abomination. Yes, and the Marx is in office. I mean, I don't know. You're just going to have to do this research on your own. I mean, if you don't research it, I've been telling people you're going to be cursed to relive history again if you don't start doing history researches of what they did before in other countries in history, and what they're doing here are the exact same things. People, we have entered the Fourth Reich. This is no longer America. This is something totally foreign to what it was just 2 years ago. I mean, it was bad enough 2 years ago and was starting to look unrecognizable under the Bush administration. Now under the Obama administration, it is totally a foreign land. And who said this before, that you would not recognize this country in 2 years? And he said this 2 years ago. That's right. It was Mr. Hang on a second. Mr. Lindsey Williams, and he's the one that predicted this, and he got it from inside information saying this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this, and in 2 years, this is his informant who just died lately, and he died about a year ago, and he was allowed to say everything he told him, and he told him a year ago even that you will not recognize this country by the end of 2011, and it's coming true day by day. It's just getting more and more bizarre in America. TSA on the streets, TSA everywhere, putting their hands down your pants. You know what you should do if you're in the airport and they grab your testicles or your breast for women? It's just yell out, "Fooly cooly." Yes, fooly cooly, F-O-O-L-Y-C-O-O-L-Y. It means to touch someone's butt or breast. That's exactly what the word means, and that's the meaning of it. So when you're in the airport and these TSA agents grab your private parts, just yell out, "Fooly cooly," and see what happens when we get everyone doing that. They're probably make it illegal to steam it out, but that would just prove the more of the Nazism that's taken over. I mean, at least back in World War II, the secret police would at least say, "Your papers, please." Well, they don't even say please anymore in this new Fourth Reich. Until next time, keep your eyes open and keep researching, because this stuff is going on all around you. These foreign billionaires buying up this country while we're down on our luck, created by the very foreign banksters who made our government by enticing them. "Oh, you got to borrow more money. You got to borrow more money. You need another $3 trillion. Obama, you need to get $3 trillion. At least the Republicans right now are saying no and no. Oh, I got to get the phone. I'll talk to you all later. Good day.